Hey, what's up? My name is Tackless, and today we're going to be looking at a simple cinematics tutorial for Project Spark. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to have a location-activated cinematic that can go off and then return to normal gameplay. So I'm going to approach this big green glowing bunny over here. Now don't ask why he did that. We'll get to that in a later tutorial for advanced quests. But what we were looking at was the cinematics and the camera of that. So this is actually surprisingly easy to do. All it takes is a little bit of code from our target and 2 cameras. So I am going to delete these cameras. And I'm going to go into my character because he's my target. And this is the page that he would be detecting the player, but I'm going to remove that. This page is what he does during the cutscene, which that's really up to you. And then this is him as his enemy brain and whatnot. So, first, let's grab a camera. Come on. I'll get this. Come on. Cam. Let's just check cam. There we go. Now you don't have to use the camera, but I find it much easier because you know where to aim it and all that. Plus it looks cool to have actual cameras in your scene. So we're going to aim this about right here at my guy. I'm going to tilt it down to look at him. Maybe raise it to about right there. Alright. I'm going to go over here, grab a fresh camera. And place it about right here. Angle it down. There we go. That looks pretty good. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to make it so those cameras only function when they're powered. So what we're going to do is for our target, we're going to do when detect player. We're going to do child line of code. You make a new line of code, you select the number, you bump it to the right, so it's underneath the line of code above it. So this line of code won't run until this line of code is run. So here, we're going to, in world picker, select this camera, and then power on. Then another in world picker, look over here, power on. And finally, underneath this code, we're going to switch page, next page. Now these cameras, this is where the fun begins. So when has power, and then we're going to do more child line of code. We're going to do a couple of aesthetics first. We're going to do depth of field, and we're going to do letterbox. Then, for the duration of, let's see, I'm going to put 1.75 because I know the timing of my guy. But you can really do whatever you want. But for 1.75, this is going to be a first-person camera without controls. Then, because I want this whole cinematic to last only 6 seconds, countdown timer 6. Destroy. There we go. Simple as that. That's our first camera. And then our second camera. So, once again, when has power, more child lines of code, but this is much simpler. Let's see, we're going to count down for 1.7 seconds because this camera is going to wait the same time that the other camera was on before it starts. Then first-person camera without controls, transition type, and I like to do a linear transition, but you can play with it. Then transition time, I want this to take 2 seconds. Now 2's back over here. There we go. Alright, and then another countdown for 6 seconds. and destroy. You don't have to redo the aesthetics on this side because they're still active on the other camera. So, hopefully this works. We detect him. Follow him around. There we go. Works great. Now, one last little thing. If you want the detection radius to be as large as mine was, you will need to go into your target object, go to Properties, Brain, Sensors, and then Show Detect Sensor, which will show you this big sphere. You need to grab the handle and then move it in or out to change how large your detect sphere is. That way, he can detect me all the way out here, rather than just the tiny little circle that comes default with the character. I will say this is a very beginner cinematics tutorial. I can promise you there's better ways to do it, but this is the way that I've figured out. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have a tutorial that you want me to do, please leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do about it. So sorry about the lack of tutorials recently. I've had to do, oh man, a lot of closing shifts at work and whatnot. But I'm going to try to get back onto it this weekend and so on. So thanks for watching. Be sure to jump into the Destiny beta, which is going on right now and will be ending on the 21st or 22nd or so. I'm getting a lot of hits on that and almost doubled my subscriber count, so that's really nice. Thanks, and I will see you guys later.